What is up, everyone? I hope you're all doing great. Now that I've been on the road for a month, I decided to just put together a little pros and cons of everything that I've experienced with living in my car for a month. I'm going to start off with cons because I like to get the bad news out of the way first. So the first con that I have written down here is showers. Before I started living in my car, I was definitely a shower once a day kind of guy, if not more. So that has been kind of a change. I do have a Planet Fitness membership, a Black Card membership, so I do shower at Planet Fitness pretty frequently. But that's only kind of when I'm in big cities that actually have a Planet Fitness. Most of the time I'm out at campsites like this, which obviously there's no Planet Fitness nearby. So I have been using the portable shower sometimes, but it kind of sucks. It's obviously not hot water. It takes a lot of water to actually do what I want. So I went from showering once a day to being lucky if I can shower once every 3. The second con I have down is just being able to make coffee and do the cooking that I want whenever I want. Like if I'm sleeping in a Walmart parking lot, which does happen sometimes, it just feels really weird busting out like my grill and being able to cook the things that I actually want to. I mean, when I'm at campsites like this, it's not a big deal. I make whatever I want. But I have noticed that I am eating out more than I would like to and spending more money than I would like to because I just don't feel super comfortable busting things out to do cooking when I'm in a city like that. Moving on, I know this is one that a lot of people deal with and a lot of people have questions with, and that is just the fact that I'm alone out here. It does get pretty lonely, which is a good and bad thing. I personally love being alone. I love being independent, and I think that that has been really great for me. That being said, there has been some stuff, if you followed along on like Instagram or TikTok, you'll know that there's been some less than ideal things that have taken place so far on this trip. And going through things like that and not having the support system that I'm used to back in Colorado has been kind of difficult, but at the same time, it definitely, I think, strengthens me mentally, just having to get through and deal with literally everything by myself. So take that with a grain of salt. I would say it's kind of a con, but at the same time, I think it's good for me. So the next thing moving on is Wi-Fi and being able to work full-time out here. That has been a little more difficult than I was hoping. I do have Starlink, and the Starlink is working great. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. But I have noticed, especially now that I'm in Washington, that a lot of the campsites I find myself at are extremely dense with trees. And being able to find a spot that I can actually get the Starlink to connect to the satellite through all the trees and obstructions has been challenging. I have had plenty of campsites where I'll get there super late after a day of driving, and I test the Starlink and it just will not work, so I know I can't do my job from there tomorrow. So it'll be like 10 o'clock, I think I have a campsite, it doesn't give me the connection that I need, so I have to go and find a different one, or I have to end up at like a rest stop that's just got a big enough parking lot where I can actually connect to some satellites, or that has cell service, one or the other. So I knew that was going to be a challenge, and it has been. That's one thing that I find myself fighting with quite a bit out here. Moving on here, we've got social media stress. And now this has been really challenging, especially with YouTube. Being able to make long form videos, not only the actual filming aspect and getting out my actual camera, the tripod, the microphones, everything, and just being able to record long form content like this, but also being able to edit it and find the time. I spend a lot of time editing long form videos, and I just have not found the time to be doing that. So as you probably noticed, I have moved more to short form videos just to try and keep people updated, which has been working. I mean, people seem to like the shorts. My channels have been growing, which is nice, but I do really miss pushing out long form content like this. I just feel like there's more creativeness that goes into it and more information for you guys. So I am trying to get long form videos out still, but it's just so difficult to find time with everything else going on every day. So that's kind of a bummer. And that kind of leads me into the next one, which is this is exhausting. I, every day, am pretty tired. I mean, I don't spend too long at any given campsite. I'm usually driving from one place to another within a day or two, and then having to reset up my camp, my tent, doing all that. So yeah, I'm just kind of tired all the time. You throw in hiking and all the national parks after that when I would like to make videos. It's just, I'm so tired. It takes all my energy just to bust everything out and make dinner for the night. Now the last con that I have written down, I called it freedom anxiety. And to explain that a little bit further, I am obviously free to do whatever I want and go wherever I want out here, which I love. but it is actually pretty stressful having that much freedom. I'm the kind of guy that likes to have everything planned out and know exactly kind of what I'm doing and when. And so being out here and having so much that I want to see is difficult for me, because I always feel like I have to just be moving all the time just to be able to get in the things that I actually want to see. So I'll be at this national park and I won't take the time to kind of enjoy and spend a few days there and just relax. I'm like, I see this, now I need to go see this, because there's just so much to get done. So I've been kind of getting better at that and taking a little bit more time doing certain things, but it does cause me some anxiety and just feeling the need to see everything, which I have realized is absolutely impossible because there's just way too much out here. Now that also leads me into the pros section of this list, because having that much freedom and being able to see whatever I want whenever I want is just an unreal feeling. I mean, I've experienced and seen so much within the last month, way more than I have in the last years of my life. So that has been amazing. This month has flown by and I am so ready and so excited to just keep going and seeing as many places as I possibly can, because it feels like every spot that I get to is better than the last, and it's just like so eye-opening to see how much beauty is really out there. So 100% worth it. And the next pro that I have is just the simplicity of it. I know I said it causes anxiety, there's a lot to do, and I'm tired, but really a lot of the things that I'm doing are just simple in the sense of there's no distractions out here. Out here, it's where am I going to sleep tonight, make the drive to get there, how am I going to make dinner, what am I going to do for dinner, do everything to accomplish that. And then by the time you get all of those things figured out and get your tent set up if you're camping and doing everything that you need to do for the day, your mind is just running all day. You feel productive. And at the end of the day, you're just tired and ready to go to sleep and ready for whatever journey the next day holds. So that's been a really good feeling. Not feeling wasteful with my days. Like everything has a point and a purpose to what I'm doing, and I'm not just spending time playing video games or watching TV all day. All right, moving on here. I really like how the car has become my home. I know I was kind of worried about this at the beginning, that I never would really feel like comfortable or happy getting in my home for the night. Like it wouldn't provide the same comfort as when I would get home to my apartment. And that's just not true. Honestly, even when I'm in less than ideal situations like a Walmart parking lot or something, once I get all my privacy shields put up and I can crawl into bed and just kind of take a breath and relax, I feel the exact same comfort here that I did in my apartment, which I think is awesome. Obviously, I have a lot less room in here, but I get that same feeling, which is an important feeling, to have a place where you feel safe, secure, and just somewhere that you can relax and not worry about anything. All right, and that leads me into the next thing here, which is taking a quote from Tallahassee from Zombieland, and that is to enjoy the little things. I have definitely learned to enjoy and respect the little things out here that I used to take for granted. Even something as little as just getting a cold soda. Obviously, my fridge is pretty small, so I only have room for things that I actually need, which is just a lot of food. I don't have any room for like snacks or drinks or anything like that. So when I am passing through a town and I need to fill up on gas and I can go in there and get a cold soda, it's just like the best thing ever. And that is nothing I ever even thought about before. It didn't really make me happy. I just did it because it was there. And obviously it's not that good for you. So that is really nice out here. I've been drinking way less soda, eating way less unhealthy things. But when I do, it's just a really nice little treat. And I mean, that applies to so many things, like showers. When I do get to have a nice shower, it is just, it feels so good. And so I think that that's really nice, being able to put all that into perspective. And that's another thing that I'll carry on after this, being able to appreciate all of the little things like that I obviously don't have right now. Now, the last two things I have in here kind of go hand in hand, and that is appreciating life and just having a lot of time to yourself and time to think. And I think that that has been huge for me. I know a lot of people following along know that I've kind of had some struggles with mental health a few months ago, kind of anxiety based, and being out here, being forced to be put in uncomfortable situations and deal with that, and having the time to process it by myself without a ton of distractions out here, I think has been really healthy for me. It's nice not having like TV and video games as a distraction, because when you're feeling kind of weird or out of place, there's really not much else to do except think about why and how to make that better. and I think I've been getting a lot better at doing that. I've definitely been put in way more uncomfortable situations than I would like in the last month or so, and being kind of forced to deal with that and to turn it into a positive, I think is really healthy. And I would recommend, I mean, even if you're not living in your car full time, I do think if you have anything going on as far as mental health, anxiety, depression, I think spending some time out in the quiet and in nature, whether it's by yourself or with some close friends that you can actually talk to, I think it honestly makes such a big difference. I'm obviously not a professional, and I don't know if you should be taking my advice or not, but from my experiences, it helps a lot, and I think that this has been extremely good for me. But that is going to do it for this video. As always, I really appreciate you all watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this and you want to see more like it, so that I know I should keep trying my hardest to get these out to you. But until next time, thank you for watching, and happy hiking.